Hello, you're watching UATV News in English. I'm Oles Gardzhuk, and it is 2 p.m. here in Kiev, Ukraine. Let's see what the latest updates are this hour. Russian mercenaries have begun shelling peaceful villages where there are no Ukrainian military strong points. The village of Chermalik near Mariupol is constantly under fire. Ukrainian defenders say that shells are hitting just a few hundred meters from residential buildings. The attacks have yet to injure anyone, but their intentions are clear. The sole purpose of these recent attacks is to terrorize locals.
See for yourself. Earlier today, there were still walls. You can clearly see how they fire on us right in front of you. The glass is gone. There's some film, a piece of glass, and that's it. The shelling is chaotic. Militants are firing at the village. We have no positions in the village. It's not clear why they are actually firing at it, probably to provoke us or to turn the locals against us.
Ukrainian soldiers are doing their best to protect the civilians in their military positions. Throughout the whole service, every defender awaits the moment to return home alive and see his or her family. And after 10 months of delay, the 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade has finally come out of the war zone. This brigade has been fighting on the front lines of Russia's war in Donbass since 2014, and the story we take you to witness the reception they received after being away for so long.
Friends, relatives, and supporters gathered at the central railway station in Bila Tserkva an hour before the train arrived. They were waiting for the 72nd Brigade, which is finally coming home for the rotation to rest. Larisa Khanina is waiting for 3 men, as she's done every year since 2014, her son and 2 sons-in-law.
Every year, the emotions are different. In 2014 and 2015, it was very hard, the hardest. Since then, it's gotten less nerve-wracking, but still, my children are on the front lines. Who are waiting for Uncle?
The uncle of 3-year-old Vika has been on the front lines for almost 2.5 years already. The only way for him to see how his niece is growing is through pictures.
We really hope that this war finally ends. Relatives will come home and everyone will be happy.
The train finally arrived. The soldiers poured out and headed straight to their relatives. They've not been home since May of 2018.
You have to experience it yourself. This is an incredible feeling.
The soldiers marched through the city. The streets from the railway station to their military base were filled with people. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko waited for them on the parade grounds. He recounted the regiment's combat history.
All Ukrainians remember how Ukrainian soldiers from the 72nd Brigade in the winter of 2017 resisted the occupiers not far from Avdiivka and showed their strong character and did not withdraw from their positions under pressure from the enemy.
The 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade has been fighting on the front line since 2014. Its servicemen have survived many hard battles on the Ukrainian-Russian border near the Azov Sea and in Avdiivka. Reported by Lyubov Zadorozhna, UATV.
We continue our coverage of Holocaust Remembrance Day. There is a fitting saying in the Talmud, "Whoever saves one life saves the entire world." And this quote became a mantra for those who risked their lives to save Jews during the Holocaust. Later, Israel bestowed these people with the title of the righteous among the nations. In Ukraine, over 2,500 have received this honor. UATV's Natalia Chekotun will tell us more.
The 85-year-old Nadia Lazuk is showing us the pictures of a Jewish family saved by her parents during the Holocaust. In 1942, the German police shot 5 members of the Chmalik family. That is why the remaining 5 people were looking for a safe haven in Vinnytsia region, occupied by the Nazis.
Maybe Mom agreed to hire the Jews, as she understood grief. Our father didn't allow us to witness how they were taking those people. You don't have to look at someone's grief, he said, because the occupation authorities forced people to watch the executions.
Nadia's family, which consisted of 8 people at the time, had hidden 5 Jews for more than 2 years, until the end of the occupation. In the winter, they lived in a cellar, and during the summer, they had to hide in a barn.
Froim Chmelik tried to persuade some of his fellow villagers to hide his family, at least temporarily, but no one agreed, because it showed the families of those who sheltered the Jews. Mom did not think long and told our father, "Bring them to us."
For this act of mercy, Nadia's parents were recognized as righteous among the nations and became part of this Word of the Witness project, consisting of 32 different personal and family stories.
Ukraine ranks 4th in the world by number of righteous persons, after Poland, France and Holland. Currently, the official figure is 2,619 Ukrainians who are the righteous among the nations. But, of course, this is not a total figure.
Here are Feodosy and Maria Subotenko, who lived in the Zhytomyr region.
In 1941, they appeared in the occupied territory and sheltered a wounded prisoner of war who managed to escape from captivity. It was Yakiv Bohorod, an ethnic Jew who was in the ranks of the Red Army.
First, he introduced himself as Ivan, which is an ordinary Ukrainian name. But when he revealed his secret, the Subotenko family couldn't deny him further help.
Yakiv Bohorod survived. Moreover, he and their daughter Nina joined the local cell of the anti-Nazi resistance. Over time, not only friendship, but also love blossomed between them.
Natalia Chakotun, UATV.
Playing the piano and solving math problems simultaneously and quickly. More than 500 kids from across Ukraine have come to Kyiv to show off their talents in a speed math competition. One of the participants even set a national record. More in this next story.
Відповідь 340. Перевіряємо.
Mental arithmetics allows kids to solve math problems without using a pen or paper. Olena is a coach, and she claims children can master this skill within a year.
Спочатку ми рахуємо на рахівницях.
First, we learn to solve problems using an abacus. Then we explain to the children how to perform these tasks in their heads. And after a while, we completely move the whole process to their minds. We immediately warn parents in the trial classes that they will have to put up with the fact that their kids will count as if they have 2 or 3 higher educations. In a month and a half, kids will solve the equations much faster than their parents.
8-year-old Artem came to the Kyiv-hosted Arithmetic Olympiad from Ivano-Frankivsk. This young mathematician will try to break a record of Ukraine. Today I will try to beat a record called Caesar. I will balance on a gyro scooter, bounce a ball, and recite a poem in English and solve equations at the same time. There are just a few minutes left before the start, and Artem decides to once again check his arithmetic abilities.
583 плюс 312.
895.
According to the rules, the boy has 3 attempts to set the record. The first 2 were unsuccessful. Yet on the 3rd try, he succeeded. The national record was set, and Artem's mother, Olena, is very pleased. She believes that any child is able to achieve these kinds of results. But in order for this to happen, today's educational system has to be adjusted.
I believe that our kids must have a decent future because modern traditional education does not fit everyone all the time. You have to choose something more interesting, challenging, and new.
The organizers claim that these all-Ukrainian competitions will become more and more popular around the country and bring more children to enjoy math and science. Reported by Artem Holub, UATV.
I'm sure these kids are making their parents so proud, and this was the last story of this bulletin. For more information, check our official website, uatv.ua. Also, follow up on more updates on the social media pages that we have on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search for UATV English. Meanwhile, my team is already working on the next bulletin, which is only 2 hours away at 4 o'clock Kyiv time. I will see you then.